On kind of marketing for sports companies and businesses today, 2020, and how it's changed and how it's changed in a decade. When I was sales manager in fitness industry in 2008 to 2011, and then general manager then. Marketing and advertising back then was still very much flyer drops, still very much kind of print media, radio, and not kind of quick, fast advertising it is today with social media. It's interesting when you look at advertising for business through social media and everything be measured on reach. So reach meaning the amount of people that have seen it or it's crossed paths, not necessarily read it or looked at it, but it's come across their path. So it's almost like that the reach needs to be really high to get the turnover of sales. It's interesting that you used to have, when door to door was kind of at its peak, door to door advertising or leaflet drops advertising, it would have been at 7% is the typical turnover. So at 7 returns. So if you did 1,000 leaflets into a door, into different doors, you'd get maybe 70 would turn around into leads or whatever. Now, because of the way business is, you can't rely on anything like that. Open rates in the 90s for email would have been 95%. Now, I would say open rates on email is probably less than 20%, because you get that many emails. Plus, if you have a Gmail account, all your emails now split between your normal email coming in, social as one's called, and I don't know what the other one's called, but there's three layers of where your emails can filter into, and I know that 2 days ago I deleted 3,000 conversations on my emails I've never opened, not even personal emails to me, but they're just conversations through social and other things, and that would lead me to think that if you were doing email advertising, what's the chance of it going to the person and not into one of their other avenues within their email address? So there's a lot of stuff to kind of look at when you're doing marketing. Now, the relevance of what we're trying to look at now, of how do you use the current marketing schemes or the current social advertising or the social platforms. So do you use your Snapchat? Do you use Instagram? Instagram moving away from videos now back into more photo based, so do you go back into that? And then do you use TikTok? So if you use TikTok, how do you brand it? How do you advertise it? What type of videos do you put in? And then how do you measure that reach? So obviously with TikTok, it's global visualization of your brand straight away, but that's hard to turn that around into direct business. So are you marketing, advertising for kind of global branding, or are you marketing, advertising for direct sales, direct new business today? So I think you've got to have a balance between all of the streams, all of the social streams, and almost have a hybrid marketing strategy that takes in a bit of everything. I think a cool way to put it is a bit of a casserole of marketing. Everything kind of thrown in, and hopefully bits will work, bits will stick, and bits will you quickly find out. Or the only other option is to work on each individual advertising platform or social platform at a time, and then try that for a period 6 or 8 weeks, see does that work, see what reach you're getting off that. If you're not getting much off that, then switch to another one, see what you're getting off that, and see if that works. But definitely going to be a bit of a trial and error. But this just gets back to what is taught in college today. Is what's taught in college today the same as what was taught in college 15 years ago? And they still teach in marketing the way that they taught back then, because I said I certainly didn't open the books back then for marketing. So what are they teaching now? So I think the best way to learn business is through business itself, through being involved in decision making, through being involved in problem solving, product launch, product design, and really evaluating each of them processes, or each of them steps to best serve your business long term and your business education. So for those that are kind of coming out of school now, are they better off finding a mentor to intern work with for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, and learn from them, to then get a job and then work their way through it? Or are they better off going to college and having a piece of paper at the end of it that says, well done, 4 years later you've got your degree? Will you learn more in 4 years in college, or will you learn more in 4 years of business? Having gone through both processes, I think you learn more in 4 years of business. In fact, I would think you would learn more in 18 months of business than you would in 4 years of college. And that might be way left field for people. Probably a contentious issue, but and it's easy to say that when you have a degree and you go, that's great, don't necessarily need to have it. Would I be any worse off if I didn't have a degree? Now I don't think so, because I've left finance. I left it 18 months ago. It probably helped to get to the position that I was in, went in there. I genuinely probably think so, but I think in the long term, if you want to work for yourself and you want to work in business for yourself, or you're going to work with somebody who's going to guide you, mentor you, help you, I don't necessarily think spending 4 years is the best time served. You might be better off working in 8 different types of businesses, 6 months each, and learning as much as you can within that, and then at the end of those 4 years go, yeah, well, I want to do X, Y, and Z myself. That's got to be my business or area of business or whatever. So it's interesting where things are at now, 2020, where it'll be in 2030. I can tell you, to my son the other day, I said, Aaron, listen, if you realised, I said, you're 15 now, 15 years ago, Facebook was only launched. Well, actually, Facebook wasn't even launched at that point in time. And how the world has changed in that period of time is incredible. We've gone through a financial crash, a heavy financial crash, which I think a lot of people, certainly my age, I'm 35 this year, next couple of weeks, and a lot of people at my age will realise that and understand that, that it is very, very hard to forget the difficulties that we came through with that. Now, it's 12 years on since that crash happened, probably realistically 7 years on since we came out of it. There's probably another crash in 2-3 years, another crash coming down the line if we go on the basis of history. There's probably another one to come down the line. So if there's another one come down the line, it's how best are you positioned to deal with that, and what changes does that implement on your business? What does that change for your customers mindset, and how do you adapt and change to that? So is that the ideal learning time for someone that's come out of school to be in a business when it's going to be at a certain level and then a massive drop over the course of a crash, and then they learn about that and how a business changes. So it's interesting. I think we've got to have something different in this country, which is possibly some sort of mentorship program which gives people an opportunity to learn, to pick the brains of people that are doing it at the moment, people that have done it for decades. I for one would love to link in with someone that's done it for 20 years, and I tap into business friends now and ask them questions and have discussions, and had one yesterday, one the day before, just asking feedback from people that have been doing business for 20 plus years and seeing what they think, get some ideas, and am I necessarily doing things right, and I think that's important. So someone to tap into, a mentor to tap into, to give you the help and guidance. But again, it's coming into the CEO time, so really think about what do you want to do. For parents out there, maybe college is not the best thing for your child. Maybe it's something else. Maybe they need a year to find themselves. I think at 18 years of age, finishing school, going into college straight away to do a course that you don't necessarily know anything about because you have to go to college. That's why so many drop out after 4 months. Drop out at Christmas. Didn't work. They didn't want to do arts in Minute or whatever it is, or arts in UCD, because they just didn't know what they wanted to do. So they end up taking the course and waste 6 months of their life. Or maybe it's seen as a learning curve. Maybe they learned for 4, 5, 6 months that actually this isn't what they want to do. That's great. No problem. They learn for 6 months. It's not what they want to do, and it's better to learn it after 6 months than after 4 years spending time doing something that you go, you know what, that's a waste of 4 years. So it's interesting, and I just think that as a parent, parents should probably take stock and really ask the children what they want. Do they want time? Time is excellent. Give them time to decide. Give them time to go out and work. Give them time to travel. You know what? Travel is something that I'm going to discuss. Also, I think it's something very close to my heart. I love to do it, and it's one for another discussion, I think.